So we're going to look at one game today, and the purpose of the class is to teach you to not be dogmatic, because that's your problem. Exactly. Okay, so normally kids are dogmatic, and what they do is they don't know very much because you're kids, and what you do know, you think is the truth. And if there's other truths, but you don't know those truths, you're like, I don't know what that is. So for example, you might think doubled pawns are bad, right? But I could show you positions where doubled pawns are good. And then you're like, no, double pawns are bad. Okay, so this is a famous game because white did something you're not supposed to do.
What?
So have a seat. But when he did it, it was great. And they said, wow, you're great. Don't talk, we're being recorded. All right, so this is the game Nigel Short versus Jan Timman. Nigel Short is from what country? I'll give you a hint. His first name is Nigel.
America. Germany.
No, somewhere between America and Germany.
Mexico.
Mexico's right between them. The correct answer, of course,
Central America.
is England. Okay, now he's playing Jan Timman, and Jan Timman is from another country you never heard of, the Netherlands.
Turkey.
Yeah, also Turkey. He's not from Turkey because I'm a vegetarian. I don't show stuff from Turkey. Okay, so this game was played in 1991. In 1991, I lived in Europe. I lived in a country that starts with B.
Belarus. Belgium.
Belarus is also an answer, but Belgium is the right answer. Coincidentally, Belgium is between the Netherlands and England, so perfect. Don't tell the North Sea that. Shh. Okay, you with some crazy comment. What? Buffalo? New York? No. All right, I was right about the crazy comment. Okay, now this game, not only did white break the known norms of not moving your king up the board, black broke the norms of moving his knight 700 times in a row. Now, I'm going to give you a funny analogy and you're going to laugh. Let's say I wanted to beat that kid up in the corner. He's too far, so I give up. But if I really needed to beat him up, which is possible, I would have to go all the way over there. That ain't going to happen. Or he could walk over here. Wouldn't that be better?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what black did. Black wants to take all of white's pieces. But black doesn't want to go all the way to white's side of the board. So black's like, come to my side of the board, then I'll take you. So black played knight to f6. Notice how the knight is attacking the pawn because I said so. And white said, hey, I'm going to move to your side of the board, and played e5. Okay, now white's moving towards black, so black can more easily take him. Unfortunately, black's making 100 knight moves in a row. And these things happen. Okay, they're attacking the knight again. So black made a lot of knight moves, right? What would Bob Seeger say? He'd say he's working on his knight moves. Okay, so
Does it make any
now you see this pawn that's all up in black's grill? Black's attacking that pawn twice. Okay, queen e2 defends the pawn, and black attacks it again. So black's attacking this pawn quite a bit, right? He's like, come get over here so I can take you. Okay, white castles. Okay, not white castle, white castles. One's good and one's bad. Right? Smarter than usual. Okay, this is Sunday, you kids should be in church. Church is fried chicken. Even worse than white castle, but not worse than white castling. What is worse than white castling? All right, now h3, a move you'll never understand until I explain it to you. Black wants to play bishop to g4, pinning the knight. And white's like, nope. Now let's go back. See how I went back? Let's pretend black plays bishop g4, pinning the knight. You see what I'm saying? Now black is losing because white has a brilliant tactic. It's too hard for you. Nobody can solve it.
I don't.
You with the wrong answer.
If the bishop attacks, well, if the bishop takes the knight, and the pawn just takes the bishop. If the bishop just stays there, the pawn will go up, attacking the bishop. Then a reaction would obviously be take it out of the way, and then something else happens.
Okay, now let's go back to the planet Earth and call on you.
Knight G5 attacking the F7 pawn.
Let's go back to this guy. He's making more sense.
I don't have the pawn against it.
Yeah, you have to reverse your metaphors.
Oh, I know.
You with the right answer.
Queen B5 hitting the knight to the king.
You made me look so bad there. I was so confident you were right, and then you said Queen B5. Only Ben knows because it's all about the Benjamins. What should white play? A brilliant tactic you could never find. Yeah, I called on you.
Bishop takes F7.
Bishop takes F7 check. Notice black will take it. Then we play your move because you speak some Russian, right? Yeah. Knight G5 check. Notice the knight attacks the king, the queen attacks the bishop. So that's good for white. So black castled, and now he's threatening bishop G4, and white, who has played a lot of German players, said, "Ich don't think so, H3, putting it in H." Okay. A5 with the idea of A4 trapping the bishop. So white resigned. No, white played A4. Takes, knight D4, a triple fork. I wonder what white did. Yeah, of course. Now, remember when I tried to beat that kid up in the corner, but he's too far away? Now we're going to beat this kid up. We got two guys on him, right? He came to us. Rook E1. Oh, well, he defended it. Darn. E6. Boo. Blocking the bishop. Knight D2. I wonder where that knight's going. Oh, yeah, F3. Queen in the middle. Trade queens. White's like, I don't want to trade queens. B3. Takes. Now, we're threatening a skewer. If only you knew what a skewer was. That's what it is. All right. Rook E8, Rook D1, taking the open file. And white plays for checkmate, because checkmate's good, you win then. Uh-oh, that's pretty aggressive, right? Bishop G7. Okay, now white's going for checkmate. All of white's pieces are getting close to the black king. And there's one open file. Is it the A file?
No.
What file? The D file, and I think white has the D file. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think black's rooks are very good. Okay, rook to E8, queen check, here. Now, there's a world champion you never heard of, but you have a good excuse. You've never heard of any of the world champions, so that's a good excuse. Okay, let's see who the smartest is. Who was the first world champion? I will accept two answers, the right answer, or you could say me. I accept either answer. The correct answer is Wilhelm Steinitz. Okay, Steinitz. Let's look him up. Let's see. ST, carry the 1. Okay, that guy. When he was born, he looked like that. He was always old. All right?
He seriously looked like that?
Yeah, he's born old. Now, Steinitz fought differently than everybody else. He was like Apple, except he was slightly less evil. No, I'm just kidding. He was much less evil. Okay. So Steinitz said the king should be active. And he moved his arms back and forth. Not sure why. Most people say the king should be safe. I'm afraid my opponent's attacking me. And Steinitz like, hey, my king's doing a lot of good stuff. Now, modern grandmasters like myself, thank you very much. In the opening, we keep our king safe, and in the end game, our king takes all your pieces. Steinitz is like, I don't care if it's the opening or middle game or end game. My king should be active. Okay, don't listen to him, then you get checkmated. Now here, Nigel Short did something very funny. He said, my queen's really good. My rooks are really good. My knight is blocking his queen and bishop. Otherwise, checkmate. And my opponent can't move Vishwa nothing. My opponent's pieces can't move. There's only one white piece that isn't active. The king. So Nigel Short did what we call a king march. Right, he decided if his king was on h6, that queen g7 mate would be a good move. You see what I'm saying? Normally, if your king's walking up here, the guy's mating you. But which black piece is going to mate white? Nothing, right? Okay, so Nigel started pushing his h-pawn. He's going to go here and give mate. Did black allow that? Of course not. So black played. He stopped this.
He blockaded the pawn.
Yeah, he played h5. Okay, and then Nigel's like, I have a good idea. King h2. Okay, king g3. King f4. What's he doing? He's doing what I showed you. King g5. And if bishop takes rook, then king h6. And then there's no defense to checkmate. Now I'm going to show you a funny trick, but no crying.
Okay.
What's the only move that stops king h6? Bathroom's over there. You. King h7. Now white has a move that's so good, most of you will cry. Obviously, rook takes f7 wins. In fact, rook takes f7 might be the best move. But there's a much cooler move if you're one of the cool kids. You.
Queen goes down one.
Here? Then king takes queen.
Yay.
Well, yay for somebody. I would say nay, but I'm horsing around. Hey, one of you got it. You with the right answer.
Queen takes g6.
Queen takes g6, shocking everyone, especially the person who answered it.
Should the pawn just take it?
Yeah, let's see how that works. Hey, it won't let me.
Check. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it won't, yeah. So black didn't like the move king h7 because not only does Ben's move win, rook f7 wins equally good. And if you don't play king h7, king h6 is annoying.
Yeah.
So black did something you'll never do. He resigned. Okay?
How do you know that?
How do I know he resigned?
Yeah.
It's because he resigned. Right?
Because he resigned.
So is that what you guys do? Walk your king up? The answer is yes, except this time it was correct. All right, we have an announcement from our tournament director.
You're playing the kids on Ready to Beginner tournament, you have not signed up yet? Do it now.
Yeah, then you could play in the tournament. The more you pay, the more you learn. Right? So if you walk your king up and it was intentional, which is unusual, that's because you're trying to checkmate by using your king, and black's pieces, they're all talking a badge. They got nothing against this king, right? That's the Al Capone of kings, right? No? It's like Charlotte, except Charlotte's the queen city. This is the king.
You don't make sense.
What? Maybe it makes dollars. Doesn't make sense.
$1.
Look, when I started lecturing in the first class, Green Bay was up 14-0. Then when my lecture ended, it was 14-10. That doesn't make sense either, but that's what happened. So remember, when you play in the tournament later, make sure your king is safe. And sometimes when you walk your king up, it's still safe, but usually not. That's why this is a famous game. He walked his king up and his king was safe and his opponent's wasn't. Isn't that funny? He used his king to attack. Which first world champion you never heard of would be proud of that game for white? You. Very good. See, somebody was listening. I wonder who it was.